9, 10 at night. That's to get the test scores up. When the more funding they have, the dumber they get. It's all by design. And I have the government textbooks that are given to CPS workers where they call the family a disease and part of an archaic age. Now, what do we do? I mean, looking at the current phases, why are they now coming out and admitting we want to put lithium in your water? We want to give you shots to make you feel good. We're going to put viruses in your brain that make you submit. I mean, they've gone from denying this to now coming out and really taking the gloves off.
Well, I think they have, in one level, there are many levels to this, but I think in many ways they have a time scale problem. You know, I've been talking and writing about this for the best part of 20 years, and I know a lot of people might think it's far out and all the rest of it, but the evidence is pointing that way all the time. And that is this. The first book I ever wrote after I woke up to all this 20 years ago, I called it Truth Vibrations, because I understood that there was an energetic change coming. And what we live in is a cosmic version of the wireless internet. You know, this reality is information, and we are decoding through the body computer vibrational waveform information into electrical information, into digital information, and then finally into holographic information, which is the physical world that we apparently is outside of us, but actually only exists in our head, just as the internet only exists inside the computer as it decodes it. And we're going now through an epoch change in the cycle, the natural cycle of this reality, which in Asia they call yugas, and all around the ancient world they talked about the cycular nature of time, where we go through different epochs of different periods of experience. Some are suppressed and limited, and some have are periods of great expansion, which the ancients used to call the Golden Age epoch or the Golden Age Yuga. And we're now at this epoch change where this new energy, I call it truth vibrations, this new information epoch is coming in, which is about expansion. It's about opening your minds. It's about opening to a much greater range of perception. And what's happening, it's no accident, Alex, that it's at this point that this control system, which has been in place for a long, long time, is throwing everything, including the kitchen sink and the plug, at humanity, because it is trying to destabilize the body computer's receiver transmission system electromagnetically, through all the electromagnetic soup that we live in and the microwaves and all the rest of it, and through chemically, through what they put in water, what they put in food, what they put in vaccines. So it's like basically putting a virus into a computer. This computer in front of me has a massive virus in it. It's not going to decode the World Wide Web collective reality in a way it would if the virus wasn't there. And that's what they're doing, because this new information epoch carries information that is going to absolutely give us a totally different view of the world, reality, and self. We're going into an incredible period.
And by the way, David,
expansion, and they're trying to stop us connecting with that.
You're absolutely right, because in their own words, they say there's a massive awakening and that they've got to suppress it. And that's why they want to bankrupt society, so we're dependent on the state, so they can force all these controls on us. But from your research, you believe they're going to fail.
I think they're going to fail, yes, for the simple reason that there's going to come a point where this new energy, this new information, that's what it is. It's like the wireless internet suddenly starts to morph into a different information construct. And of course, what's the computer going to do? It's going to suddenly manifest a different reality on the screen, because it's now decoding a different information construct. That's what's happening. So we're at the cusp now where basically the irresistible force, which is this change, is coming face to face with the immovable object, which thinks it is the control system, but isn't. And what it's doing now, like I say, it's throwing everything it can. I mean, it's a bit like a duck, mate, where it looks calm on the surface and in the control systems way, it looks arrogant, but actually it's paddling like crazy under the water because people are waking up. I mean, look, 20 years ago, what? I mean, one of the things that I learned about this information epoch change was 20 years ago, it was going to bring to the surface all that had been hidden from us. Now, look, mate, 20 years ago, no evidence. 10 years ago, a bit more maybe, but look at it now.
Stay there.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb K's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb K.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb K was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What do you have to lose? Stop the calls now. Get out of debt and have more money. Get Herb K's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 800-405-7850. That's 800-405-7850. 800-405-7850.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
As many people know, ever since President Nixon took us off the gold standard, the U.S. dollar has been devaluating. What people don't know, however, is how this directly affects your personal finances. Is there a way to prevent your portfolios from losing value? The answer to all of this is gold and silver. They've both maintained their purchasing power for 6,000 years. If you had had $100,000 in cash and $100,000 in gold and silver back in 1913 and kept them both until now, your cash would actually have the buying power of only $4,800, but your gold and silver would have the buying power of $3 million. The answer to protecting your assets is simple. Call me, John Ballman, today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Get all your questions answered before your money is worth zero. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 169. Take action today while we still accept paper dollars for gold. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 169.
Protect your freedoms and be independent by learning how to maintain, repair, and customize your own firearms through these exclusive video training courses on DVD from the American Gunsmithing Institute. Call and get a free 2-hour sampler DVD video and catalog. See just how quickly and easily you can learn firearm disassembly and reassembly, accurizing, customizing, super tuning, refinishing, trigger repair, and much, much more for rifles, pistols, and shotguns. Courses available for both the hobbyist and the professional. You can even get certified as a gunsmith to make money part-time, full-time, or as a retirement income doing what you love. Call 1-800-247-5032 to order your free sampler DVD and catalog. That's 1-800-247-5032. Call now and get a bonus $10 saving coupon. 1-800-247-5032 or go to AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. Learn how, learn now with AmericanGunsmithDVD.com, your source for how-to gunsmithing videos.
Well, a big enemy of the free internet died, but we're sad for him. Ted Stevens confirmed dead in a plane crash.
There's a man.
The senator still shrouded in reports of corruption. David, you got cut off by the break. You were saying 20 years ago, hardly anybody was awake and the evidence wasn't prolific. 10 years ago, some info was out there, but now it's racing. And I talked to police. 5 years ago, Austin cops would walk by when they saw me at the mall or on the street and would make jokes at me. Now they come over scared and say, we appreciate you. We know it's all true. What do we do? And I talk to other police in other cities. I talk to military. They say the awakening is incredible. And, of course, that's the enforcer's power structure. So continue with the awakening you're seeing and what the controllers are going to do, not just chemicals and biologicals, but wars, depressions, scares. I mean, going into this big time of change, how are they going to try to suppress this global awakening?
Well, I'm having the same experience with, people in the system who are seeing it. What putting this information out has done, it's broken the compartmentalization of the pyramids, because the pyramid structures within this control system keep people in the dark of what they're actually part of. They're working in government or the military or the police, and they're doing their job and going home, but they don't know how their contribution every day connects to this contribution and that contribution to create a very, very sinister national and international pattern. But putting this information out, as people like us have been doing over the years, has actually broken that compartmentalization, because people have been able to start seeing within the system actually how their contribution does pan out with others, what is actually happening. And that's a massive, massive Rubicon cross, that is, where people who are administering and law enforcing the system into everyday life start to realize the implications of what they're doing for their own children and grandchildren. So that's another massive step forward in this awakening. But see, what we've got is the different levels of the body computer. We've got the chemical levels. At one level, it's a chemical organism. So they hit the chemical balance through additives in food, additives in water, and vaccines and all the rest of it. Then we've got an electromagnetic balance, and they're trying to hit that with all this electromagnetic pollution that even mainstream media are talking about, this soup or fog that we live in now with all this technology and microwaves. But there's another thing. When we feel emotion and our mental and emotional state, that fundamentally affects our vibrational state, because at one level we're vibrating energy. That's what we are, information. And so if you can get people into a state of fear, this is one of the key reasons. There are many reasons for it, but this is one of the key reasons that society has been structured to create as much fear, as much stress, as much worry, as much anxiety as possible about, what about the future? What about the rent? What about my job? What about the war? All this stuff. What about the kids? Because when we go into those low vibrational states, it closes us down so that we're not able to access an expanded awareness, an expanded perception.
So they're flooding
when we're in a high vibrational state. It's all to do with frequency.
So they're flooding all of our inputs, and they admit we're an electrochemical computer, and they now admit they're trying to perfect our brain and want to fix the defects by hitting us with viruses that literally destroy the neuroreceptors. This appears to be their checkmate. And again, as I mentioned, I have the Pentagon documents. We've covered them here, where they have plans to spray cities with this as a biological and chemical commutative. How do we respond to their ultimate checkmate?
Well, this may sound trite, but I don't really care, because I feel it's absolutely true. We are being bombarded, Alex, on all these different levels of being for one simple reason. We are extraordinary expressions of genius. We are extraordinary expressions of consciousness. And what they've got to do is to attack us on all these levels. I mean, this is...
They're scared of us. We're powerful. We're made in the image of the Creator, and they know it.
Well, this is an analogy that I've used a few times. If you want to put a ball in an unnatural state in a tank of water, i.e., you want it on the bottom of the tank, then you have to hold it there. You can't put it there and then take your hand away, because boom, it's back to its natural state, floating on the top. And our natural state is of expanded consciousness that we would call genius, and able to create what we would perceive from this reality as miraculous things. What we are has been suppressed. We are not manifesting who we really are. We're manifesting a subordinated, suppressed version of what we are. This is how the control system controls us. And so when we open our minds, open our consciousness, understand it's a mental, emotional thing. If you understand and know that you are not David Icke, you are not Alex Jones, you are not Ethel Smith, that is your experience. You are